You know, you're like, we should put the CheckPoint mugs on the set because we have mugs for the show. We should start filling them with water.
Yeah. Or some sort of thing to drink.
What about just if we put sand in them?
Oh, that'd be really good, actually.
As a jape?
Just be like that.
Desiccant.
The one time I put coffee beans in it. That I just came to the table with just a mug full of coffee beans and then just poured it out all over the table.
You stop the local record, Paul?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna get out of here. I don't need to be in that anymore. All right.
Fill it with salt.
Just, yeah. All right. I know the chat monitor's coming up. Welcome to the chat room. The moment one of you types something, it will come up on the screen.
So let's talk about, I mean, I feel like we always talk a little bit about the stories we did do, but like I feel we covered them in great. And I realized that there is a work from home track that you can do in City Living in The Sims, but most jobs, even like celebrity jobs, are like your character goes away and comes back.
Oh, okay.
Right? So like this is a different thing. The Labo stuff is just cool.
I'm super, like, I think the Labo stuff is really neat. I also think that by not having a strap on the damn thing, though I think that was by design. They don't want people to be like playing the VR experience for a terribly long time because I don't think it's also going to be, it's not going to be like playing the Rift or the Vive. It's not going to be this beautiful HD experience.
Yeah.
It's just something interesting. And have fun with it. It's a toy. Yeah.
So speaking of news that we didn't cover, because like I feel like also there's not much else to say about the dog and Fallout 76.
Yeah, I mean, really, the dog story is. Why is this not updating? Let's try this again. Was there anything else about that dog story? Actually, just curious.
Well, I do like how it's funny. It's like the guy who actually did put the code in that described it as the most careful code he's ever written.
Yeah,
because he knew he could not introduce bugs.
They were already out of QA by the time they were thinking about doing this, and that's just like, that's the thing where you're like, we got to do this. So like, all right, cool. So yeah.
Yeah.
And Paul we're buying time for Paul to get set up.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
So yeah. If you're looking for like a speedrun glitch in Enter the Gungeon, try like, I don't know, feeding the dog right near a wall while using some weird weapon or something. Like I'm sure there's got to be something about that.
Yeah. They just introduced a new way for you to glitch it. So see if you can't float up into the air.
Moschino? Moschino? I don't know. Moschino? I don't know.
Hey, an Italian fashion brand that none of us know how to pronounce properly.
Sort of famous for their gaudy, over-the-top clothing, by the way.
And they did a Super Mario thing one time, and I got all excited about it, and I realized that, no, they did Super Mario, but they took all the words Mario out and replaced them with a Moschino, and I'm like, I don't want to wear your shitty brand on my, I don't care how good your brand is.
Yeah,
I don't wear your nice brand.
One of those companies where like most of their clothes are advertising their clothes.
I got my own brands that I wear.
Yeah, like I feel like if you're gonna put your because they had their logo features prominently on their colorful and inventive clothing, I will say.
It's good looking stuff.
Well, it's certainly a lot.
Yeah. It makes an impact.
Well, here's something from Spring Summer 2019, which you guys aren't going to really be able to see, but you could just see it's like a lady wearing a red dress and a black jacket, but it's actually like white and it looks like it's been colored in.
Yeah, it's like scribbled.
So, you know, and that's from their most recent Spring Summer 2019 would be probably their most recent collection. I don't think the fall stuff has come out yet.
Is your mic on?
I believe so. If
and
it's not, then I will attempt to fix that.
Yeah.
I wasn't talking right then, but
don't most clothes have the brand logo on it? No, I try to buy clothes that have no logos whatsoever. I feel like if I'm going to put a logo on something, I've got to feel really strongly about it.
Yeah.
Or they got to be paying me.
Yeah.
Right? Like my body is not. Like, I'm not an unpaid intern for a big company.
I literally think that when I see, like, if you look at the Sims clothing line that Moschino's doing, it actually feels like it's knockoff.
Yeah.
Like, whenever I see something where it's like, hey, here's a thing that is a direct reference to a thing that you love, but we've introduced like logo names and stuff into it, I'm like, oh, that's a knockoff. You didn't actually pay for that. You are aping something.
Yeah.
And knocking it off for a reason.
Yeah. But But if you want to wear very high-end, very weird-looking Sims clothing, you can do that now, thanks to Moschino.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not going to.
Go look at the pictures though, because they're the Kotaku article is basically says I can't look at the photos because my eyes go all fuzzy and I can't tell what's real and what isn't. And I'm like,
because it's like models in the clothes, but on Sims like video game backgrounds.
And the clothes are designed to look like video game textures.
And the models don't even look like they're real.
And they got the models to like,
too.
and they got the models to be in like poses of weird Sims like moves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Eve Online, a player who
We've
was
reported on this guy before.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
So a player who was a member of the Council of Stellar Management, which is their, like, it's like the player council that communicates directly with CCP to, you know, bring up player needs and that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
This guy, his in-game name was Brisk Rubel. Rubel. Has been banned from it for apparently passing confidential information to other members in his guild.
Wow.
That allowed them to make
Favorable trades.
So
Apparently.
he had pre-information about
stuff
that was going to happen to the game. The small trick to this is that this guy is in real life a politician.
He works as a lobbyist.
He has run for
office
before,
Yeah,
and he's a lobbyist, and which he sort of was putting forward. He originally put forward as like why he should be elected is because, you know, he's a lawyer and he has like real, you know, his ethical standards are high.
Oh
and
yeah,
all that kind of
he
stuff.
literally wrote down, as an attorney and a public figure in the United States, my ethics and reputation are regulated by a code of professional responsibility and statutory law.
Yeah, we know.
Unlike CCP's opaque community team, oh my God.
He's a former GOP election official, according to his Twitter.
What I find interesting about this is, like, in the context of the game versus the real world.
Yeah.
You know, in the real world, all sorts of bad, you know, people can do all sorts of underhanded things. And sometimes they go to jail and sometimes they don't, or sometimes they, you know, have repercussions, and a lot of the times they don't. In the world of EVE Online, in the context of EVE Online, if you do something bad, literally God deletes you from existence.
Yeah.
Like, this guy is banned from the game, so by which means his character and the people he was sending it to are gone.
Yeah.
And apparently part of his objection to the thing is that the people he was sending it to are also got banned, and that's like a big impact on his alliance.
His guild? Oh, his alliance, okay.
Oh, well, maybe they shouldn't have fucking cheated.
Yeah, exactly. But it's this idea that it's like this person does something that's against the rules and it's not like you're going to be put in jail or whatever. You literally get deleted from the universe. You're gone.
What's interesting to me
He's,
about
of course,
this...
denying everything.
Yeah, what's interesting about this, too, is it's kind of like because this isn't a thing that's going to be tried in public. It's just a thing where it's like somebody saying that we've reviewed this and we found this, and so that's what's happening. And it's like, okay, well, I think that's wrong. And it's like, sure, but hey, you know what? To us, it looks like you were a shitbag because why else would CCP be picking on you, right? And it's like there's going to be no real way to get the entire story out of this because it's not open for the public to review.
Yeah, of course. Of course, you wouldn't want anybody in the real world to have the kind of power that CCP does in the virtual world.
Absolutely not.
But
yeah,
it's interesting just the way it's handled differently.
It's kind of fascinating.
Bungie accidentally allowed people to buy a rifle that was supposed to be a PS4 exclusive, but PC and Xbox players were able to buy it. So they fixed that because it's not supposed to be an exclusive. It was supposed to be a timed exclusive. Oh. So it's not supposed to be able to be bought by everybody else until September, I think.
Oh.
And so what they've done is they've said you can keep it and look at it.
Yeah.
But you can't equip it if you're not on PS4. So you could you keep
have it, but you
keep it. So they're not taking it away from you if
Right.
you got it, if you spent the effort to get it. But now, but you just have to sit there and look at it, and maybe you can like shine it up a little.
You give it some different shaders, or if
Yeah,
that's what you do,
whatever.
I have no idea.
It's like the boat or the car in your garage that like isn't quite finished yet, and you can't like take it out.
Yeah.
But you're like, oh man, it's gonna be so good when I get it.
Yeah.
Except there's a ton of other people who have that and are able to like run around and be like, woohoo, look what I got.
Look at this cool thing. It's like, I have one too. I just can't drive it yet. I will drive this rifle later.
I'm sure I can pick up that hovercraft and get it shipped over here.
Yep.
Get the government to certify it street legal.
In specific UK news, Prince Harry, who is Duke of Sussex and also a member of the British royal family, that's why they call him Prince.
It's true.
Yeah, it's not that he's just really into his purpleness.
Yeah, he thinks that gaming phenomenon Fortnite shouldn't be allowed, which is like, I wrote...
Like at all?
So I'm reading, I go to Nintendo Life to look for random stuff every so often. I don't go there all the time, but they are based in the UK. But just that opener, just like gaming phenomenon Fortnite shouldn't be allowed. And I'm like, that's really a...
It's like, I don't know what Fortnite's doing, but it shouldn't be allowed.
But it was interesting because he was saying that when he was visiting a YMCA in London, he was saying to parents, protect your children. This is a game that the game shouldn't be allowed. Where is the benefit of having in your household? It's created to an addiction to keep you in front of the computer for as long as possible. It's so irresponsible. Parents have got their hands up. They don't know what to do about it. It's like waiting for the damage to be done. And I mean, I get it, because it's like, if you have a kid who's super into, or if you have a kid who's like, I want to get into this thing, and then you as a parent say, no, right? It's like, well, you risk putting your kids, you're making your kid into a social outcast.
You risk having your kid doing it anyhow around behind your back.
Yeah, or they follow the rules and they become a social outcast, and then that's not a good position to be in either. But it's like, because I think about, well, what would I do when I was a kid, and what would I do if I was a parent? And I'm like, God, that's so hard.
And it's also like, how can you make that an actual like policy? It's like, if a game gets too popular, it then gets out. Like it's like, how to make that an actual like policy? But it is I'm just imagining that like him like putting forward this idea and then revealing that it's like that he's been struggling with Fortnite addiction himself.
Yeah.
And that's the reason he's like, I've been there. I've had to, I've needed to get those llama pinatas. I know what you're going through. It should not be allowed.
Well, speaking
That's
of
where the entire royal family fortune is gone.
Yeah.
Into Fortnite.
Just into Fortnite.
Yeah.
Speaking of Fortnite news, I almost made this the coming up, but we had I think a sassier one. Fortnite now has respawn vans.
Oh, right.
Which basically, so it continues Epic's strong streak of outsourcing all game development to EA and Apex Legends.
That's pretty good, actually. Holy Jesus.
I don't think I'm the first person to make that joke.
Yeah.
So, and the idea is like people, when somebody on your team drops a thing or dies, they drop a thing that you can then take to one of the respawn vans.
Okay.
So you have to get one of your buddies to take it
to walk you back so they can
respawn van. Yeah, and then you get thing. Which I appreciate that it's just like this weird nondescript van that you like give a guy a thing and then your friend comes out.
Come into this dark van. Come into this dark weird van.
Yeah, we have your friend in here. That's weird.
Yeah, I trapped your friend's body in here. Give me a special item and I'll let you have him again.
What item? Well, he would have been carrying it with him. Okay, that's even weirder.
Okay, now there's this story.
Yes.
And before I tell you about this story, I wanted to tell you not to look this up.
No, you're right.
Okay.
So Google Play has been having some problems with games being rated inappropriately for children in terms of like games, because apparently the rating system is based on getting like the PEGI ratings.
Yeah.
And because PEGI ratings for digital-only games, they're so backed up. There's like 10,000 new games released every day or something.
Right.
That it's just the honor system. Like you just fill out a form and then they give you a rating. And there's games that are being rated way, way too low. Like
this game is for appropriate.
3 plus, 7 plus.
Yeah, everybody can.
That are not appropriate for children. This is a Wired article that was talking about this. The game that they specifically were citing, again, don't look this up, is a game called Baby Panda Dental Care.
Yeah.
It is, the screenshots from it are scary. I would not advise looking at it.
They're just terrifying in terms of design.
Yeah, they're clearly, basically, somebody was like, let's make the Five Nights at Freddy's, but also a kid's game.
Yeah.
And terrible.
Okay, so here's the deal. I think it's pretty safe to say now that literally you cannot trust anything online. Children should have absolutely 100% supervised access to the internet until they're probably 20.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Like...
That's how their brain starts to wrinkle more. Yeah.
Yeah, like I just there's literally no way that I am willing to let Penelope interact with YouTube or any app store unsupervised.
It's this idea of like what the like I was saying to Beej, it's like maybe it's like the sort of garbage pail kids thing where it's like, you know, kids want to have like, oh, it's so gross, I want to show my friends.
Yeah.
Because it's like I don't see how like traumatizing children is a solid business model.
Yeah.
Unless you're just like an actual like supervillain who's attempting to dominate the world somehow.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't seem like a way to get money for a company, but
yeah, it's like those YouTube videos where if you follow the algorithm long enough on YouTube Kids, they turn into these very disturbing kind of animated things. It's like, oh god.
Which theoretically from what I understand, has been cracked down upon.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
Never quite gone,
I'm still not trusting it. I'm still like, but here's the deal. Like, there's the people who are having kids nowadays grew up on the internet.
Yeah.
Whereas people who have had kids sort of previously did not as much.
Yeah.
And so I think that, like, you've got a current generation of, I think the parental control of the internet will get better.
Yeah.
As you've got more because people in their, like, 30s now are sort of the first generation that was like raised on the internet and has a good understanding of how it works now.
And I feel it's like our parents who were raised on TV and where it's like TV is doing all this whatever, when your parents would be like, okay, TV is bad and wrong for you in some ways, and I know that because I grew up with TV, and if
exactly.
If I'm the slightest bit media literate, I get why this is bad for you guys to be watching TV all day. Okay, so they push back against that. When it comes to the internet, it's like, well, they're active, and it's computers, and computers will make money. It's like, yeah. And we actually got to see the internet way more because we had to grow up with it. And we've seen how it changed over time. It's like we can recognize why there's a difference. And kids now are like, this is just the way it's always been. And it's like, that's not fair to have them see the way it's always been.
Yeah.
And it's hard not to be sort of grumpy old man about it a little bit, but in the sense of like, when I see things like on YouTube and even like Twitch stuff, I can see things and I'm like, oh, that's really cool, or that's an interesting idea, or different things like that. But then also thinking that like, if I was, 12 or something, you could get a really weird impression of sort of how the world works.
Yeah, true.
And how different things operate on the internet or operate in the world. That I think is kind of weird. This whole sort of concept of kind of people putting themselves out there is something that I'm still like I'm not that comfortable with as somebody who professionally broadcasts myself onto the internet.
Yeah.
But it's
you also know where your limits are.
But it's something that I didn't start doing until I was 20.
I love the fact that you can read about 10-year-olds now that are like, mom, dad, you need to stop you didn't ask whether I wanted to have my face all over your Facebook feed, and now my friends are seeing it, and other people I know are seeing it.
The children are schooling their kids, their parents about privacy.
It's like, this is not okay. I'm not comfortable with this. And then there are parents who are complaining about the fact that their kids are saying, "Oh,
stop monetizing
why
me.
Why are you like? I don't get it. Why don't you want to be all over the internet?" It's like, because I don't fucking want to be all over the internet. And why aren't you considering what I want versus the nature of your feed?
You know what's interesting is because I like to follow the new music things.
Yeah.
I like to keep up on popular culture. There's a band that has just come out of the UK called Black Midi, and I am quite taken with them. And they have, until they got a record deal with Rough Trade, which, if you know anything about independent music, is a very prestigious and famous label, had zero internet presence.
Oh, really?
And they went all of but a word on mouth. And I finally tracked down a video of them. They're babies. They look like they're 17, and I'm like, it's a very distinct. That is a distinct decision they made to not have an internet presence because it's sort of like I think people have come back around to not everything needs to be online, not everything, because people now, and especially younger kids who are more immersed in the internet, understand how it works.
Yeah,
and they're just
better,
like, I don't need these kind of problems.
I love that the other day.
It always comes back to bite you.
I love the other day that you had said that you're like, shit, I gotta go on Facebook and do a thing, and I've forgotten how to use Facebook, and I was like,
yeah, I literally couldn't remember.
we're all gonna have those moments. It's gonna be great.
The problem is, like, probably since the last time you did it, it's like the way to do the thing you want to do has changed like
3 times.
Yeah.
There was Nova Tiempo said an interesting thing earlier where they're like, then I want to have rights to limit my grandparents' access to right-wing news. And I'm like, let me tell you, if you go over to your parents' house, your grandparents' house, and you happen to be watching TV or doing whatever, that is the opportunity by which you remove channels from their cable box so that they cannot be seen.
Take advantage of like parental controls.
I've already done that to my parents where I was like, I know there's shit on here that I don't want them watching.
Do your parents watch this show?
No, I don't think they do. But it's like, I knew there was things where I'm like, I don't think they need to see this because they already are on Facebook enough. And I'm like, I need for them to not be watching shit that's going to give them the wrong idea about stuff. And so I'm like, I'm removing this news and this news and this news. CBC's still intact. Some like Global and all these other things are still intact. But I'm like, but you don't get to watch this trash channel. These trash channels are just meant to wind you up and make you scared of shit. None of that. Don't want you watching any of that. So I am happy to censor my parents because I like having conversations with my parents from time to time, and I don't want to hear about all the trashy shit that's going on in the world. I just want to talk about something real.
Well, and like, I tried to block Fox News from my mom's TV. Like, here's the thing, I don't actually, for like people who don't know what's going on and like in their twilight years, maybe a little like less
susceptible to, or they're more susceptible to this kind of like.
Yeah, I was gonna say a little less like independent thinking, logical, right?
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea. I hate to push this censorship thing. I mean, if they want, they can go somewhere else and get that news. They already do. It's Facebook. That's where they get all the really shitty news from.
Anyway, let's welcome.
Adam's laughing at us.
Yep.
Welcome these subscribers.
Because it's about time for Allure MTG.
You're right.
So, thank you everybody for watching the show.
Facebook get their shitty news.
Yeah.
Those fuckers.
Thanks for everybody for watching, and thanks everybody for subscribing. Coming up, we got LR MTG, and then tonight it's the first episode of The Long Game.
Yeah.
Where we're going to be playing Hero Quest, because we're not doing the. It's normally Legacy games, and it will be Pandemic Legacy, but Ian's away right now, so we're going to be playing some Hero Quest. But first, let's welcome the subscribers.
Woo!
Starting with Lunatic93 for 33 months. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lord Crusher, for 48 months. That's a big 4 years right there.
And hey, it's Bad Panda Bear, who's also turning off his parents' Fox News. He's been here for 19 months. Or she's been here.
Orthiar for 8 months. Thank you very much.
Aslan121 for 6 months. That name seems very familiar, like I just opened a parcel from them.
Ooh. Hey, Lord Hydrios has been here for 5 quenching months.
Wearing Cats CWC for 14 months. Thank you very much.
Soxa for 24 months with those 2 years on your belt.
And it's Choristi, who's been here for 4 years. 4 more years. 4 more years.
Blue Mage 76 for 31 months. Thank you very much.
Thank you to My Name is Yeet.
My name is E.
Yeet. Yep. My name is Yeet. And you've been here 4 years as well.
4 more years.
I met E, actually.
Yeah, she's delightful.
She is.
Yeah. Wonder Moo has been here for 68 months. Woo!
It's a dog. Gifted by the Maricat.
Can you pet?
Yes,
Dog.
presumably the gifting is the equivalent of the Twitch equivalent to having a pet of the dog.
The File Clerk, back for 14 months. Welcome back.
Oh boy, it's RWD 130 for 21 months.
Colonel Craner. Kreiner.
Kreiner? Yeah.
For 25 months. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Miku Rizia, who's been here 7 months. Glad to see you come back.
Oh boy, it's Shadmed, who's been here for 28 months.
Narset 6691 for 14 months. Thank you very much.
Robot Bones, back for the 10th month. Thank you for returning.
Oh boy, it's Drink More Water.
It's just solid advice.
There's nothing in here, I tried. Gifted by an anonymous gifter. Thank you for Drink More Water.
For myself.
Ryson for 67 months. Getting very close to that nice number.
Very nice number. Fuzzy died for 27 months. That's a perfect cube.
Hey, the Green Monster 450 has been here for 27 months. Well, 27 months.
Wibbled for 2 months. Wibbled all the way through another month.
My grandma's Amazon Prime has been here for 14 months. A good use of that Prime subscription, I guess. Thank you.
Space Potato 01. See you, Space Potato.
Dragoon 14, gifted by Master 2505. Thank you very much.
And thank you to Garfy 400, who's been here for 3 years.
Hey, Hungry Hamst has been here for 7 months.
AI Amethyst for 20 months. Thank you very much.
Dr. Dracnon back for their 9th month. Congrats on sub, baby.
And oh boy, it's Zirconium for 64 months. That's so long!
So many months.
That's over 5 years. So nice.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for all you awesome people.
So, hey, what's coming up next? Why, we're going to go straight to Lure MTG. That's right. Under the new schedule, there's more contiguous content.
Yep,
And,
Blur MTG, and like I said, then it's we're going to be doing the long play.
And for people who only watch Checkpoint, we should just let them know that we'll be doing the War of the Spark pre-release April 19th, 25th?
19th.
19th. So if you're into our pre-releases, by all means come back and watch that, because we'll have cool people here. There's announcements everywhere.
A week from tomorrow.
Yeah. Coming up quick. Thank you very much.
Oh, hey, it's in chat. Hey, it's Friday, April 19th on our channel, and we're going to have Sydney Tappy Toe Claws Staffel. We're going to have Adam Keeble, who's a streamer and co-designer of Dungeon World. We're going to have Dennis Stranjak from CFB, and from Magic, we got Mark Hagen. And of course, all the rest of us clowns.
And tomorrow is going to be second episode of Matt Griffith's new the Play It Forward.
Nice.
Of
La Mulana.
La Mulana, yes.
It's a game you've played too.
I've never played La Mulana.
Really? I thought you had.
No.
Oh.
It's super tricksy, from what I understand.
Great.
All right. Well, we're going to let Magic take it over, so bye.
Bye.
Bye.